if you leave LeBron, there's something wrong. And I'm not saying even LeBron is the most unselfish superstar we have. You see they're winning. You're in the Eastern Conference. You're going to turn down an extra $25 million to go to LA because of the sun. I mean, we all love the sun, but you can buy some sun over there in an indoor house over there and have how much sun you want. I mean, at the end of the day, it would validate it. I mean, you're leading a winner. Cleveland has the best facilities. I mean, you can go on how good it is there. I can understand you might want your own identity, but to be honest with you, man, he's got to prove, hey, win one or two and then opt out.
Okay, so I now wonder if people have forgotten about Kevin Love because of Tristan Thompson. I wonder if the Cavs feel that way. Kevin Love has a $16.7 million option to stay with the Cavs, but Thompson, who's been his replacement, is also up for a new deal and seemingly the favored of the crew, so to speak, and of the team in Cleveland. So, as he just said, and that would be Jared Dudley, would Kevin Love be stupid, quote-unquote, to leave LBJ? Kate.
Well, it really depends on what Kevin Love is motivated by. Because do I think it would be stupid for him if what he cares about is pursuing championships and getting rings? Then it would absolutely be stupid. If he cares about being relevant in the NBA, maybe he wins one, maybe he doesn't, but he gets to live where he wants to live, he feels like he's in a space he's comfortable with, well, then it does make sense for him to leave LeBron James. And despite what we all talk about, like this pursuit for championships, there are some guys in the NBA who are perfectly happy to play some decent basketball, make some money, and create a circumstance where they want to live. And so for Kevin Love, that could be the move. And the other thing with this particular decision for Kevin Love is he has to know if he wins a title with Cleveland, it's not really his title. He won one of the rings with LeBron. Now, that's semantics-wise, but it's kind of like when you're deciding a college and you're like, do I want to go where there's history or do I want to create history? And that's an imprecise analogy, but that's kind of what Kevin Love is facing. Does he want to sign somewhere, Lakers, let's say?
Yeah.
Carrie, maybe,
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Yes.
And
she didn't lead you to say that.
Over the next 6 to 8 years, he's a long shot to win a title, but he's where he is and he's happy, and that's the space he wants to be in. Or does he stick by LeBron's side, and what are those values to him? So I'm not totally sure here whether we can say it's stupid for him to leave LeBron when in the long run, that's the kind of guy he is and that's what his values are.
I agree with Kate. I think it's about people's priorities.
Sure.
And look, you know if you're going to be attached to LeBron, you're going to get to the finals a number of times. You're going to have a chance to win a championship. But yeah, some guys like to be the man. And he liked being the man, it seemed like, in Minnesota until he didn't like it anymore. And now he's gotten a taste of being the third wheel. And Chris Bosh warned him. He said, hey, it's not easy necessarily playing with LeBron because you're going to have to cater to what he does best. Now, he's great. As Jared Dudley pointed out, he is as unselfish a superstar as we've ever had since Magic Johnson, maybe. But you're not getting the shine you used to get, and you can get the sunshine and the shine and all the money, and if your team does well, it's the reason, you're a bigger part of the reason as to why your team is doing well. I also think that if he does go to the Lakers, if that ends up being the destination,
sure,
I believe no matter how bad they are right now, this thing is cyclical. That is still the premier franchise in the NBA. You look at them. They don't go too long without getting back in the mix. Now, I don't think they'll be right back in the mix next year, but I think that they'll be in the mix shortly enough where he could contend for championships with an organization like that.
I love you. That's fair. Yeah, they're going to contend.
I mean, well,
I like what you're saying there.
That the Lakers will stay out of the mix too long.
Right. I think it's an average of, I think the longest stretch has been like 5 or 6 years where they stay out.
We're always in the conversation.
I'm going to get my Stephen A. face on based on you
fine.
guys. Oh, Carrie, her Lakers. We got to make Carrie feel better.
I'm fine.
Here's why I think it's stupid for 2 reasons. Number one, I'm basing on what he said, Kevin Love. When he signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers, you know what? It's not about me. I want to make sure I'm a part of a team that wins a championship. You know what? If you feel that way, Kevin Love, or if you didn't feel that way, don't say anything. Just say, hey, I just want to contribute. He signed up with LeBron James. I know I can win a championship. This gives me the best chance to win a championship. I can't wait to play with these guys and build something here in Cleveland. If that's not how the way you felt, then no comment would have been better for Kevin Love to not say a word. Because now I'm going to use those words against you. Because you basically told me. You basically told LeBron James. You told Kyrie Irving. You told Cleveland fans, I'm here to build something special here in Cleveland for the long term. I'm paraphrasing his words, but that's what he said at that press conference when he was able to facilitate that trade from Minnesota to Cleveland. So that's why I think it'd be stupid, number one. Number two, maybe certain guys can't be the guy and get what you want. And I think Kevin Love has to be careful about that, because let's say for giggles, he goes to the Lakers. He gets a chance to play in the city. He is still beloved. The 2 years he played at UCLA got them to back-to-back Final Fours. People still have a high reverence for Kevin Love in that city, as well as they should. It's still a Lakers town. I know the Clippers on the top. That's always going to be a Lakers town, no matter what the Clippers does. If you're Kevin Love, how are you going to build your brand? You're not going to the Clippers. You're going to go to the Lakers. But if you go there and you think you're going to be the guy, you're trying to say you're going to be in the same line with the Kobe Bryants and the Shaquille O'Neals and the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars and the Jerry West and the Will Chamberlains. Kevin Love, maybe you're not that kind of player.
That's a tremendous amount of pressure.
That's an immense amount of pressure. You can score and do those things to be a great player in Minnesota, and they're not winning, no one cares. Sure. You don't have that kind of leeway in Los Angeles. You better be careful what you wish for, Kevin Love, by saying, okay, maybe this is not the situation for me. I'm going to go there, make money, and bail my brand. You don't produce. No one's going to point the finger at anybody else. They're going to point it at you.
Yeah, but if he goes to LA, then he's actually pursuing, in some ways, pursuing greatness, as you're saying, because it's a franchise where you're going to have a lot of pressure. So you couldn't make the narrative about him leaving the Cavs then, well, he doesn't care about winning. Or, you know, because he's signing with some franchise, right, he's taking the money. Like, he would then be going somewhere and taking on a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility. So in some ways,
he's capable of doing that. That's
well, it just depends on who else he's paired with. Now, he probably, I don't necessarily think, maybe he doesn't want to be the man. Maybe he just wants someone who makes him feel like he's part of it. And we can say what we want, but there's a lot to this. Well, he's not in the clique, and he's not taking the pictures, and he's not in the Instagram.
And he's not on the bench.
Right. And now he's sitting down and watching all this, and he hears LeBron talking about how Tristan Thompson should be a Cav for life, and there's talk about him getting a max contract. Sure. There's a lot of that, and you're only human when you start hearing that stuff. And here's the other thing. You've never gone somewhere and tried something and you thought you like it and then you didn't like it? I mean, that's happened to
He hadn't even played a minute with them when he said that at the press conference. You think that's how you're going to feel.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, like LeBron after the game the other night, he's like, my guys came to play for me. And I know Sarah Spain was talking about this on her radio show with Prim. Sarah took offense to that. Like, you came to play for me, as LeBron saying that. You're not the coach.
Well, no,
you know,
he is, though.
No, you know what I mean? He's not officially the coach. And using that language, now if I'm Kevin Love and I'm some of those guys, like, I came to play for you.
Oh, well, he did.
But that's not how I think Kevin Love feels.
I understand that.
That's my point. I'm not disagreeing that J.R. Smith feels that way and that Thompson feels that way. I don't disagree with that, but I disagree that Kevin Love is in that place where he would want LeBron saying, you came to play for me.
He doesn't want to be LeBron. He doesn't want it to be LeBron and the LeBronettes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what Kevin Love must say.
But that's what you signed up for.
Exactly.
That's what you signed up for.
But we all called Chris Bosh a hater when he told Kevin Love that was going to be the case.
Chris Bosh.
I'm not saying everyone here.
No, Chris Bosh gave him
sage advice.
Absolutely.
Chris Bosh gave him a blueprint. This is what you're going to have to deal with. Long before he signed that contract, and Kevin Love got the trade, he decided to sign up for it anyway. So you had to have known that. Whatever orbit you're going to be around,
I wouldn't want to be tied to everything I'd said I was going to like, and then once I tried it, I'm like, wait, that's not what I thought it was going to be. You got to give Kevin Love a pass on those comments before he got to Cleveland.
I'm not going to give him a pass on that, because that's exactly what he said he wanted to be a part of. He said he didn't want to be in Minnesota anymore and not be a part of a winning franchise.
Well, if he goes to LA, he will be a part of a winning franchise.
Well, right now, no.
So then he's not disagreeing with his earlier statements.
To me, he is disagreeing.
And he's allowed to change his mind. Like, it's just
no, that's fine. He's allowed to change his mind. But don't have the look on your face that I saw when everybody celebrated, thinking, wow, of all times to get injured, I could have been a part of this.
Right. So you said it's the LeBron and LeBronettes?
Yeah, like, he doesn't want to feel like that. I'm sure he wants to feel like he's a part of this, you know?
The LeBronettes. All right.